Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're well, and here we are back in Planet Zoo. And we're in Tiny Zoo today, and we are going to be putting in the last of the new animals that came in the last expansion pack, the conservation pack, which is... oh, I haven't prepared it, here we go. The Siamang, or Siamang. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's this guy here. So these guys come with some new mechanics in the game, which is very good, and that's the reason for me creating this sized and shaped habitat. So they do this swinging things. They hang underneath the climbing frames. So there are some new climbing frames that you can put in, but they also use the existing climbing logs and posts, and they hang on them and they swing underneath them as well, which is really cool. So what I wanted to do was to create a U-shaped habitat like this, so I could have this sort of big swinging climbing frame going all the way around the outside. That was my thinking. So I decided to put it into this little gap here, which obviously lent itself to having a raised walkway around the outside, because you've already got this raised one along here viewing the, I think it was the platypus in this habitat here. And so it made sense to just continue it raised along here and then just join it in back over this way. But then I also wanted a little platform coming out into the middle, or viewing area in here. So that is all in place. So that's our basic layout. So very straightforward, but it was quite a tricky one, this actually. Trying to use these new pieces and get it so that the animals could actually use them all together was quite complicated, but that's fine, you know, I like a challenge. But it works out really well. I'm very happy with the result. But yeah, so that's our basic sort of starting position there. Oh, excuse me. Right, so let's move on. I will load up the next stage, I suspect. I've not done this recently, I'll warn you. If you watch my last episode, you'll know that I recently moved house. So I did this building before I moved house, and that was about 6 weeks ago now. So it's been that long since I've seen this, and I'm now doing the commentary for it. So yeah, you have to bear with me, because I've literally not loaded this game for 6 weeks, and so I don't completely remember what I did, but I remember it was good. I was very happy with how it looked in the end. But yeah, so I'm going to sort of learn this habitat alongside you for a change. So let's load up the next save point and see what I got up to next. Right, so we have our lovely little Siamang in now. Yeah, they look really cool, I think. Let me just try and actually get a decent view of one of them. They've got nothing to do yet, so you're not going to get to see them doing their cool animations yet, but they do look very good. As always, the game developers have done an excellent job with their models and the animations. They look really good. They look really strong, don't they? Look at their upper bodies, very muscular. I guess that's so that they can do all their swinging and climbing about. What have I got? 3 in here, I think. Yeah, just the 3. I just given them a little bit of water here. I don't remember if this is their final bit of water or if that was just a temporary thing, so I had something to drink. Oh no, there's 4 of them. There we go. I can't remember about that. We'll have to keep an eye on that. They don't swim, but obviously they do need somewhere to drink, so not sure if that stays or not. As far as the barrier goes, I've gone with in-game fencing. You kind of have to when you're doing this sort of habitat. When it needs to be a tall fence, you need to be able to see through it, but it needs to be safe and secure. I've also had to make it so it's non-climbable at the top here, so that they can't escape, because otherwise they would just nip up and over. Looks like I think this is what it looks like when it's non-climbable on both sides, whereas obviously you can just do one side or the other, but I think it looks best with both. So I will often do that, even though you only need it on the inside. Just, I don't know, it just looks better. I think it makes it look a bit chunkier and more secure. So that's why I've done that. Yeah, so not much of an update there. I just wanted to show you the animals themselves and the barrier, but there's going to be a lot to do, because there's a lot of hiding that you've got to do. So obviously all around this raised walkway you've got to hide all of this, which I do with rocks, of course, good old trusty rocks. all the way out around this middle piece and then all the way back to there. And then lots of climbing frames, lots of foliage. So yeah, loads to do in this one. I remember I had a lot of fun. I think I built some sort of shelter over this middle viewing area too. I can't quite remember, but I'm sure I did something in here. So yeah, I did have a lot of fun with it, I can tell you that. I'm going to have to load up the next stage to remember exactly what I did though, so let's do that. Oh look, we've got a baby! Yeah, I always forget to turn the breathing off, so we ended up with a youngster. Isn't he adorable? Vikal, the baby Siamang. Yeah, very cute. Oh, is he going to go? Oh no, he's eating. I thought he was going to go climbing. No, he's having his dinner. That's fine. So what have I been up to? I have done a whole load of rock work, as you can see. So it's really simple, just using all the different Taiga rocks, the sort of the long thin ones, all the way around here, some of the more chunky ones around the corner there. Just really filling in all of this fenced area, making it all look blended together. I think it looks really nice actually. And then just bringing it all the way down to here. Just completely hiding the bottom of the fence. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks good. So, this is our new climbing frame in here. Oh, and look, we've got one using it, although he's just getting off actually. Okay, that's slightly dodgy animations there. Hopefully one of them will come up and use it properly and I can show you what they do if you've not seen it already. But it's very cool. It is quite tricky actually, I'll be honest, putting this together because you can't line them up perfectly all the time. I think like this bit here, because I wanted the angle to change, I don't think they can go from here to here. Let's just check that. I can't quite remember. I think, yeah, see there's this little gap here where they can't, although I don't know why the gap is there. It should be there actually, but either way they can't go from there to there, and I don't know why. It's really annoying that they can't do that. That's where the pieces join. So I'm not sure why there would be the gap over there. I think that's sort of a graphical glitch. But the idea of these is that they can swing underneath this pipe. Oh, here we go, look. Is he going to demonstrate it, or is he just going to walk on top? Come on, do both of you. There we go. Swing, swing, swing. Isn't that just great? So good. So yeah, so that is what they do. They also hang underneath it when they're not swinging. They often just hang. Look at that. It's amazing. Absolutely fantastic animation. And he's like, yeah, look at me. I can sit down too. Don't always have to be swinging. Yeah, so that's awesome. I mean, that's what these animals are for. Yeah, clearly there's a few issues to be worked on there, because that is, well, I don't know what he's doing. It's some sort of crazy moonwalk thing going on there. There we go. That's better. Start walking again. That's good. So I managed to fit it in here. So again, actually, there's a bit of a dodgy angle here. And again, I suspect, actually, it does say that they can go from one to the other there. So maybe that bit I managed to work out, and they can do that, but I'm not sure. But either way, it's all about the look, isn't it? So I managed to get it to come all the way around there, but then I did have to bring it down here. And the reason for that is because the gate was here. I seem to recall if I put this in front of the gate, it completely blocked off the traversable area for the staff. They couldn't walk underneath it, I seem to recall. Yeah, see here they can get around here because they can walk behind it. But when I brought it along to here, and I originally had it coming all the way over into this area here, the staff couldn't walk through it. They had to go around it, and then they couldn't get around the ends either. Because obviously they can't get here because they can't go up here and around there and in. And so if I did the same on this side, they just couldn't get to this middle area, which is no good at all, obviously. And that was fine because this is a big climbing frame already, so I don't mind that at all. And it just gave me an area here where I could do some different structures for them to climb on. So you'll get to see what I did there in a minute. I really want to see one of them just hanging. At the moment, they've done swinging. They've been showing off their swinging skills. I really wanted to just show you one of them just hanging about. They've got really long arms, haven't they? Obviously built for the swinging. Even the baby one looks quite long-armed, doesn't he? Or is it a she? I can't remember. No, it's a little boy. Come on, one of you, hang about. Okay, he's on there. It's great because they just hang and they stare at the people watching. No, he's not going to do it. Never mind, maybe in the next cut someone will be hanging about and I can show you. So yeah, let's do that. Let's load up my next save point, shall we, and see what I do next. Probably the structures. Oh, the water's changed, of course, because I put in a temporary little pool here. This is their permanent water structure here. So yeah, nice and simple. They don't need that much. I just thought it suited the area, so I gave them quite a big bit of water there. Right, let's load up the next point, shall we? Right, I've been busy here putting in a whole extra climbing structure. I got a bit carried away, but I think it worked out really nicely. So I had this area over here and I wanted to put something in for them to climb on. So this is what I did. I used the in-game pieces and I built this high platform. I got a lower platform here, so that you can get right up close and personal with the guest. Now obviously I know this is not realistic. You would not get this close because you could put your hands through the bars and get them ripped off by the monkeys. Plus of course, certainly from up here the monkeys would just jump over to here and climb out. So you have to suspend your belief for a little while, but it's it's a game. It looks good, it's functional, so I didn't mind doing it like that. Wow, that guy just splashed in the water while up there. That was clever, wasn't it? Never seen that before. Very strange. So yeah, and then I brought it down to here. I remember I put this platform and this bit, and then I just thought, well, what am I going to do all in here? I don't want to just fill it with foliage. These are climbing animals. They want more space to climb, so I just extended it with this lovely long log along here, and then coming around the corner, and another little platform over here as well. Put some bedding on as well, so you get them sleeping on these platforms. And of course some enrichment items. So the little baby's playing on the keyboard up here at the moment. Doesn't he look? He looks fascinated by that, doesn't he? Studying the keys. Do we have another Mozart on our hands, maybe? I don't know any good keyboard players, I'm afraid. Yeah, there we go. So he's a happy little monkey, or Siamang. You've got one of their mirror things. You've got some grab balls as well. I'm determined to get one of these guys hanging. Are you going to do it? Are you going to hang? Yes! No, he's swinging. I don't want you to swing. I want you to hang. Come on. Show me how it's done. Just hang. Go on, you know you want to. I swear, if this thing hangs, I'm going to be the happiest man alive. He's not going to, is he? He's just going to swing and swing and swing. And then sit. And tease me. Oh look, you got other ones. They can hang on these ones as well. At some point, no, he's climbing down. At some point, one of these guys is going to just suddenly drop down and do some hanging out. You gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? No. I'm not going to end this episode until we've seen one of them do it. Go on, you're going to do it. Don't let me down. At least they're using their climbing frame. You know, it's good. When you build these things, it's nice to. Oh, there he goes! Look at that! Look, he's hanging. I'm going to pause the game. I'm so happy. That's brilliant. I just love that. Look at it. I mean, his hands have just gone into the wood a little bit, I think, there, but yeah, just a little bit. But it's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. I mean, I just love that they can do it. They just look so cool. Now, I think the reason I like this is because I actually had a stuffed monkey toy when I was a child, and it had Velcro, I seem to recall, on its arm, like its hands and its feet, and you could sort of make it hang from stuff. You know, you could wrap the arms around something and have it hanging exactly like this. And I think that's why I like it so much, because it reminds me of this toy that I used to have. But look at him, he just hangs out, swings his feet. I love all the little idle animations of him just flexing his toes, and look at that, he's making a little noise there, his little, whatever this is on his chin, his little air thing. I think this is how they kind of yell, they howl, and this is their sort of air sac that allows them to make incredible noises. Obviously I don't have the volume turned on when I'm doing these commentaries, so you can't hear it, I'm afraid, but if you've got the game and you've got the conservation pack, then check it out, because it's quite an amazing sound. There he goes, he's done. Good. Right. Okay, we can move on. So what else have I been doing? Oh, look, I've added an umbrella tree. You know me, I have to. I absolutely can't resist it. So that's what I did in the middle here. I think I toyed with the idea of putting a shelter on here, and then I wanted it to look more natural, so I went with an umbrella tree and I've sunk a table into it, so it looks like the tree is coming out in the middle of the table, and I think that works really nicely, so people could come in and sit down and the tree is like a centerpiece for them. I think that looks pretty cool. Lots of enrichment items. They've got all these termite things, they've got balls and drums. You've got a little feeding one over here, another little termite thing. You've got one of their big foraging stations here. You've got a little block of vegetables. I think this one is it a fruit block, is it? Yeah, a block of frozen fruit. Little baby's having a go on that. Don't get your tongue stuck on it, will you? Oh look, it's just walked straight through it. That was clever. You've got a rubber duck, and you've got one of their little balls which is currently in there. Let's get that out of the water, otherwise they can't get to it. Another little feeding one here as well, and these ones up here as you already saw, and the grab ball over there. So loads of enrichment to keep them all very busy. So that's the structure done, and then it was just the detailing left. Lots of foliage essentially, and probably a bit more work. I seem to recall I decorate some of the fencing a bit. I do something cool on this entrance here. I don't remember if I do much on the path. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I've just got one more save point to show you, and that will be our finished habitat. So let me load that up and we'll see the final article. Right, here is our finished habitat. Really happy with how it turned out. I wanted to make it look really jungly, so that's what I went for. But first let's just have a look at these cool things. Look at these. I mean, it's just bizarre. It is a sculpture of a Siamang apparently. But I thought it made a nice little entranceway, so you've got a couple of those out there. In here, just information boards on each side and a bin put in as well. And then a little bit more work just around the outside. Got some of these little animal signs that just hang, which is quite funny because they're back and front, if you know what I mean, or they're not back and front. They look like the back of the animal on both sides. So there's a few of those just scattered around the fencing, just to keep the fencing looking a bit more interesting. Really cool actually. I quite like the effect of those. I think there's just one more there as well. And then the habitat itself. So I really went for the jungle look. So I made all the grass really long, and then I've gone with all the different things. You've got ferns. You've got, what have we got? Pincushion flowers. You've got poppies there. You've got more of the pincushion. What's the little white one? Oxeye daisies. So all the way through here you've got all these new plants. You've got grasses, ferns, you've got flowers. So the outside I had, obviously I wanted to hide the edge between the pathway and the habitat, so you've got all sorts of different things down here. Monkey face orchids, some of the original things as well, not all the new stuff. You've got ferns, the Dutchman's breeches, you've got more ferns, palms, you've got the lobster claw there. Loads of stuff, just really filling it out. Lots of colour on the outside here, making it look really overgrown. You've got a nice little what is this one called? Swiss cheese plant, that's the one. What's this one? The aloe vera. You've got, yeah, what else? Plumeria, was that? I never know how to pronounce that one. Plumeria. The dwarf cornel. I don't know, a bit of everything basically, all the way around the outside there, and on the inside really just trying to make it look like it's overgrown. You still got these little pathways of open areas, but a lot of it is just really jungly. Even in their foraging thing here, I've allowed everything to overlap so it looks like it's all spilling over inside. You've got the elephant ears grass. Oh no, this is the underwater eel grass growing inside their foraging pot there. You know, just really filling it up, making it look good. And this is the joy of these new things, all these new bunches of flowers that we've got now. You can do this. You couldn't do this before. I can't believe it took so long to get these sorts of things in the game, where you can create these beautiful sort of low-lying flower meadows like this, and it just looks beautiful. I swear, if they wanted to do a garden expansion for this game, I think people would really enjoy it. There's just so much potential for foliage in this game. I mean, I'm a gardener myself in real life, so obviously it's something that I'm into anyway. But I think you can see the difference that it makes just doing this. It looks incredibly natural, especially when you can just put it in amongst all this long grass, which is the in-game terrained long grass. It just makes it look like it's overgrown and natural, and it doesn't look like I've put it down. You know, it just looks like it's there. So yeah, very happy with how that all turned out. A couple more trees as well. So you've got a Himalayan birch, and you've got what is this one? A bald cypress in there as well. I think that's a climbable one, although I don't think they go up here. I'm not sure. I think actually I might have made this one climbable. I think Scots pine, I think, as well. Let's just check that out. Traversable area. Can they go up there? No, it doesn't look like they can go up that one. Oh, hang on. That's not showing me any traversable area. There we go. Let's try that again. Yes, they can go up the Scots pine. They can go up this bald cypress, and they can go up the whatever that one was as well, the Himalayan birch. So yeah, so lots of climbing options. Oh look, he's just hanging out again. Awesome stuff. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh yes, and the water as well. Again, just really trying to sort of fill it out with the reeds. Some of this new stuff. This is the drin grass. Looks really nice. Probably doesn't belong in the water, but I just thought it looked okay in the water, so I've gone with it. I often do that. I often put plants in water that shouldn't really be there, but if they look good, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So there we go. That's our Siamang habitat. We've also got the little information boards outside. I think I put, yeah, there's one there. Did I put another one around here somewhere? No, I don't think I did. No, it's just the information boards that I put in here as well, purely because I thought this area just needed something else, and the information boards made sense. Obviously they are sunk into the ground substantially, because they look better like that. I thought they look pretty good. So there we go, that is our habitat all done and dusted. Again, very happy with how this one turned out. They really do use everything that I put in there. Looks like they're coming over for some dinner. Someone's filled up their little, what is this one called? A suspended forager. So yeah, it looks like they've got some nice food to eat on there, doesn't it? Or no, they're just going to go climbing again. That's fine. That's what it's there for. Yeah, love it. Love it. Really, really good animation. Really good animal. Very happy that this one's in the game. That is it for that. That's the last of the new animals. So we're now going back and doing some of the older animals that I haven't yet put into Tiny Zoo. I haven't actually built the next habitat. I have just started it, just on a bit of design work. And I can tell you that the next animal is going in, right the way over here somewhere. In here, so it's going into this gap here, and I'll even give you a spoiler and tell you what it is, because it's something a bit unexpected. It's the African buffalo. Now when I first started this zoo, I was only going to be doing small animals, but I've basically run out of small animals now, and I'm still having a lot of fun with this zoo, so I'm going to keep it going. So the idea is I'm going to do some of the larger animals, but still in relatively small enclosures. So that's my plan. Now obviously I don't want it to look like the animals are squashed, so they will have habitats big enough to suit their needs, but I'm still going to try and design it in a small, tiny zoo way. But yeah, so that they are going to be going into this area over here, and that's going to be our next episode. But I don't know what it's going to look like because I haven't actually really started it properly yet, but there we go. So yeah, for today, that is going to be it for our Siamang episode. I apologise if I've been pronouncing that wrong for the entire episode. If you know better than me, please do correct me and let me know what I'm meant to have been saying all this time. But there we go, so that's it. So hopefully you've liked the episode. I hope you like my enclosure. I was pretty pleased with how this one turned out, actually. I do think it's fairly different to anything else that I have in the zoo, so I'm very pleased with it. I'm very much looking forward to using all these new plant pieces in future habitats as well. So watch out for those, because you will be seeing a lot of this sort of thing, I think. Wherever I've got grass, I'm likely to have some of these little flowers in it now. Right, if you've liked the episode, you can hit the like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. It really helps the channel out, gets me out to more people, gets more people coming in. and that can only be a good thing. And if you've got anything you want to say, please do leave a comment. I do enjoy any sort of interaction that we have. Don't get a lot of people leaving comments, but those that do, I really appreciate it, and I do try and reply to all of you. So yeah, I really do appreciate that, and I just appreciate that you watch my videos and enjoy them as well. So thank you very much for that. Great, so hopefully you can join me again very soon, either in this series or over on one of my other series. I've got another zoo series called Volcano Bay Zoo, so please do go check that one out as well. And I've got many older series and other games that I play here on the channel too, so please do check out some of my other stuff if you've got some spare time. So until I see you again, do take care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.